Hey, this is James from Rip Curl San Clemente. We're here to talk about the new model from Firewire and a collaboration between Machado and Dan Mann, and that is the Mashup. Living in San Clemente, we're really lucky. Working at this store, I'm very fortunate because I'm a hop, skip, and a jump to lowers, uppers, middles, churches, and cottons. They're all really amazing waves in the trestle stretch of the coast. The best part about that when you get on new boards is they're a playground to be able to test the feeling of a board and where it responds best and reacts in different places. I really felt as I was riding the board in a variety of wave conditions that it was most responsive and most natural on the shoulder, just outside of the pocket where you could really lay into the rail. What's really nice about this board, the way it's got this slight step down rail on the final third of the tail and it's foiled out, once you engage that rail, it comes around and it really just holds. And so you can put so much weight and so much effort into that thing and know that you can rely on it to actually engage that flow all the way back around. And it just sets you up so well right back into the next turn. And I mean, that's what I like about swallowtails. It's what I like about this step down rail specifically, is because the roll from rail to rail is really natural. And so in the pocket, it feels great, but once you get out into the shoulder, you can really feel that thing engage, and that's what makes this board so special. One of the things when you're surfing lowers or uppers, or really anywhere here, you're dealing with crowds in Southern California, and so paddle power is such an important part of a surfboard, and at the end of the day, catching waves is what keeps us stoked and having a good time. So what I really like about the Mashup is that you've got the attribute coming off of the seaside, which is the wide point is pushed up a little bit more from the center point. And so what that does is it gives you a little bit more width under your chest. And they did such a good job as well where they hide a little bit of foam under the chest as well to give you the extra paddle power that you need. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to catch waves for you. But I think, again, what really defines this board as such a special one is you're getting that forgiveness in the paddle power. It allows you to catch the waves. You chip in a little early, set your line, and then you're allowing then on the back half of the board to really let the rail do its work. And so you can rely on the board in two very different ways to really create an ultimate session and an ultimate experience riding it. So now if we're going to talk about fins, I actually really love the Endorphin fin. This is a really unique template because it's got a fairly wide base upright side, but it actually has a pretty clean semi-raked center. And so on a board like this, what's rad is you have this single double to V that comes out the back, and that V really allows you to roll from rail to rail, but it means that you also don't need that big of a center fin because you're relying on that V to pivot off of as well, and it's giving you some stability and lift. And so what I really loved about these fins was that I use large fins. That's kind of a staple for me. I fluctuate from 175 to 180. This is actually a medium fin. I was surprised it held when I needed it to hold, it released when I needed it to release. It had all sorts of pivot and without sacrificing the drive or the flow. I can get away with a large or a medium, but I really like the spice of the medium. It felt a little bit more natural and responsive under my feet. For me, anything shoulder to a foot or so overhead, I can rely on that fin to do its job. I can ride this one surfboard in a variety of conditions. A true daily driver, I can take it out when it's knee to waist high, I can take it out when it's overhead, and I know I can rely on it and just have fun. And again, that's the importance here. Like, we're just trying to have a good time. So lastly, with sizing, I'm 5'10", I weigh anywhere from 175 to 180. The 5'5" actually sits at 28.7 liters. It's roughly a liter above what I normally ride. And that's what I think is rad with this board. You can actually cheat a little bit, give yourself some extra foam. All that's going to do is give you more paddle power, get you into those waves earlier. But because, again, this step down rail is really refined, it doesn't sacrifice in performance. And so giving yourself the extra foam isn't going to hurt you. It's actually going to benefit your surfing a lot more. If you do want to go lower, maximize that performance, just know you might sacrifice a little bit in the paddle power, but you know you're really going to be able to rely on the board to do that extra level of performance that maybe you just want out of it. That's it for me, James at Rip Curl San Clemente. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time with me talking talking about Mashup. It's a great board. The best part, it's available here at Rip Curl San Clemente, all Rip Curl doors that carry Firewire. And then on top of that, every store worldwide that carries Firewire as well. So get out, get yourself one, and you'll be just as stoked as I am. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll catch up next time.